What's going on, guys? nathINSANE back with another build video, and in this video we're going to be moving fast AF, boy. So for this build we're going to be focused on the Heart of Inmost Light. That's going to give us a ton of ability regen, and we're just going to be spamming abilities and moving all over the map, rolling around like a roly-poly giant titan boy. I'll also be leaving the dim link below, so if you don't feel like watching the entire video, that is fine and dandy. Go ahead and copy the build and go for it. But I'm going to do a rapid fire build. Let's start off with the abilities. Super, we're going to be using Thunder Crash because it is the best super ability. Have that big old chunk of damage. We're using Thruster, the new class ability, which allows you to move rapidly on the ground, just for the fact that we want to keep this movement train going and constantly moving on the field. Strafe Lift, Seismic Strike, so that way we are not having to stand still like with Thunderclap. I will be doing some kind of Thunderclap build eventually, but for now, Seismic Strike is just a lot faster and works much better with this build. Storm Grenade, because it's going to tie into some of the fragment and aspects that we have later on, and you'll understand why. This is the fragment and everything I was just talking about, Touch of Thunder. So with our Storm Grenade, after detonating, creating a roaming thunder cloud that tracks nearby targets and fires lightning bolts at them. So yeah, it's going to be pretty good with this build. As you can see from the clip above, it is just roaming around and destroying everything, so this is really great for ad control and just constantly keeping that uptick with your grenades going. Knockout, critically wounding a target or breaking their shield infuses your attacks with arc energy, increases your melee range and damage for a short time. Defeating targets with melee attacks starts your health regeneration and makes you amplified. So this is going to go great with the exotic that we're running. Spark of Resistance, everybody's running this. It's probably the best arc fragment you can be running. Spark of Magnitude, your lingering arc grenades, lightning grenade, pulse grenade have extended duration. Spark of Recharge, while we are critically wounded, your melee and grenade energy regenerates more quickly. So this is going to be good, so that way we have Knockout always active and always have something regenerating our grenade and melee. I'm using Spark of Shock since it'll allow me to jolt my targets with our arc grenades. So basically this is going to stack a chaining effect on top of all the other things that we are using with Storm Grenade and our Seismic Strike and Knockout. Now for gear and weapons, you can use any weapons that you want. It's going to be primarily a ability spam build, so Ashes to Assets with Discipline, and we're going to try to focus on our Discipline and Strength regen, even though it's going to be regenning pretty quick either way. We can also spec into Resistance for all of this too. You're going to want Void Gauntlets, so that way we can be using Bolstering Detonation and Focusing Strike, since this will allow us to get our class ability up faster. And then Heart of Inmost Light, which is the money of this build. I'm using Supercharged on it. You just want to have Supercharged somewhere on this build. When we use any of our abilities, it empowers the other two abilities, which means you want to start off with your dodge with the Titan, so that way you can empower your grenade and melee. But if you do want to run a barricade, you can. You're free and able to. It'll still work. The build will still be great. I'm also using heavy-handed. You can switch this out with firepower if you have it. One or the other works really well. And then bomber ×2. I would recommend switching to a barricade, of course, if you're using it for like lost sectors and such, or raids. But you are free and able to do whatever you want. Hopefully this build works out well for you. If you guys enjoy it, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, do all the things other YouTubers ask you to do if you want. And as always, so long and good night.